Traditionally, we used to create our own functions through VBA. However, in 2020, Microsoft introduced the Lambda function, which allows us to create our own functions without using a programming language. The word Lambda originates from a concept in mathematical logic and computer science called Lambda calculus. In Lambda calculus, Lambda is used to represent anonymous functions. In this picture, basic structure of Lambda function is described. The function starts with its name, just as all Excel functions do. X and Y are two parameters. Parameters are variables that you want to use in your formula. You can have as many as 253 parameters. For example, in the second example below, we have defined 3 parameters instead of 2. After defining parameters, we must define the formula using all the parameters we have defined earlier. Once you have defined your function, you will use its name to call it, and supply the values against each parameter. Now let's use the Lambda function in MS Excel. First, we will use the Lambda function without name. The purpose of using Lambda function without a name is better organization and readability. For example, you simply want to create a function to sum two variables x and y. First, you need to enter the name of Lambda function. And then you will define both variables. Now you must define a formula using these variables. Now, since this is a nameless function, you cannot use it in another place. You can enter values against all parameters right here to get the result. And here is the result of your Lambda function. Now, let's create a more meaningful formula. Suppose you want to create a function to calculate the volume of a cuboid. Instead of using x, y, or any other character, Lambda allows you to use the full word like length, width, height. And we will use the same in our formula to calculate volume. Now we simply supply values against these parameters, and the volume will be calculated. Let's check the result using simple multiplication. Both results are same. So why use Lambda when simple multiplication is shorter and simpler? Because next time, anyone entering values in this Lambda function will know what to enter, but in the second formula, only the person who entered values first time knows what they multiplied and why. Plus, there is more to the Lambda function. You can define named Lambda functions. We will use the same function we have already defined to create a proper Excel function to calculate volume. We will simply copy this formula from the formula bar and click on the Define Name button. Here we'll enter the name for our new function, which is volume. Here we will simply paste the formula we previously copied and remove the last part where we supplied the values against parameters. This is it. Press the OK button, and your volume function has been created. Now you can use the volume function and simply supply the values against length, width, and height to calculate volume of a cuboid. Let's use the same numbers we used earlier. And this is how you create your own functions in Excel since 2020. Thanks for watching. We hope you liked our tutorial. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful tutorials and updates.